What's good, YouTube? Coming to y'all with a late video. We got to continue talking about the season. And one of the questions that we all want to know, not only can Kyrie win MVP, but can KD? He missed 20 games. Bill Walton, I watched the NBA game, and Bill Walton said if I had to vote for MVP, it'd be KD. If I had a vote, I'd be voting for KD last year. But then he missed the last 20 games. They lost a couple games and they went on a big win streak. KD was kind of iffy in the Portland series. He stepped up and showed why he's one of the best players in the league and one of the clutchest players in the league. In the NBA Finals, he was able not to win the season MVP, but he was ready. He was able to win the Finals MVP, and he was able to step up and do that. But the thing about it is, if KD would have been healthy, those last 20 games, did he have a legitimate chance of being the MVP? Another question I get asked, when KD went down, Steph Curry, he stepped his game up and he put up MVP type numbers when KD was out, even in the Portland series, but during the last 20 games. And they had a ridiculous record to close out the season with 67 wins. And then you'd be like, wait, if Steph Curry can play like that while playing with KD, could he win the MVP? Honestly and truthfully, Steph Curry, let's look at the numbers, not the true shooting percentages and stuff, the basic numbers. Last season, Steph Curry averaged 25.3 points, 1 steal, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 89 from the free throw, 41 from 3, and 46 from the field. And they was able to win 67 games. Even though those numbers got inflated a little bit when KD went down, he still showed that he's the same Steph. He just had to accept another role. Can Steph Curry win MVP? Yes, because all he has to do is be in attack mode. His assists went up to 8 one season. He averaged 30 on 50 and 40. He can shoot 50% with Klay, Steph, and Draymond and Kevin Durant. Plus, he can shoot 40% in his sleep. And on top of that, he can always rack up assists when everybody on your team can shoot and cut to the basket and get out in transition because of steals and defense and closing out possession with rebounds. Not only is that common sense, but the same thing can go with KD. KD can get 28 to 30 points any given night if he really put his whole heart into it. Like, hey, I want to go out here and dominate. I'm not saying that KD doesn't think like that. He just doesn't have to do it. Now, the West is tougher this year, which means you're going to have to close out games. You're going to have to outplay, outcoach, and you're going to have to out-rebound, and you're going to have more consistent games, game to game, back to back, night after night, to be consistently winning in the West this year. It is some good East teams, but your main concern is the West because those are the games you're going to play the most. So they're going to have to play even better than they did last year. And he's like, wow, they won 67 games. They probably would have won 70 plus if KD would have stayed healthy. You're right. But the thing about it is that's last season. They won, even when they won the 73 games, a lot of them games was decided by Steph being clutch, getting stops, playing defense, and knocking down the last 4 minutes of the game. They was able to close offensively and defensively. A lot of them games was close and decisive. It could have went either way. You can't just go back and say, look at their record last year, because you're playing against new teams. You have new teammates, and you have teams that's going to play different. They might be younger that year. They probably got more experience this year, or they probably might pick up some more veterans, or they might change the whole star lineup. You can't just say they won 67 games and they're going to do it again. Yes, that's what we expect because they have the best team in the league. They have the best roster from head to toe, to me, in the league. So you will expect that on paper that they're going to win 60 to 70 games. But the NBA don't work like that. Any trade can happen. An injury like KD happens. And you can't guarantee anything until it's already done. And then it wasn't a guarantee. It turned into fruition, and that's reality. So I could be like, is it going to be possible because you have two prolific scorers, two of the best scorers in the league on the same team? But LeBron James, he did win an MVP playing with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade in Miami. People forget about that. Well, LeBron, KD, he's the villain. That's all I hear. KD, him and Steph Curry, they're going to X each other out. Or him and Steph Curry, since they joined up, that took him out of the MVP conversation. When LeBron James went to Miami, everybody was burning his jersey. Everybody wanted him to lose, even though he did lose against Dallas. LeBron James still won multiple MVPs in Miami, which is the funny part about it. People always bringing up KD in this. LeBron James was able to do it in Miami, and he was the villain, and he was able to win a Finals MVP in Miami, but he also won 2 regular season MVPs as being the villain. KD is in a similar role. Instead, he had a better mesh with his teammates. They was able to win more games than Miami, and they was able to win a championship the first season they was together. I know you can say the San Antonio thing, but it is what it is. It didn't happen, and they're the champions, regardless if they took them out the game or not. That's something that we can't control, and it is what it is because they're champions now. But at the same time, Kevin Durant, like I said, him and Steph can get buckets. They can get hot. They can go for 30 every single game. And Steph and KD both average 30 on 50 as being the lead guy on the team. So if they really wanted to go out there and say, hey, we want to be the best team, we want to have the best record, and we want to dominate our competition to show that our last year championship wasn't a fluke, the 60, 73 wins wasn't a fluke, KD and Steph can literally go berserk. Klay Thompson, he had a rocky start last year, and he was able to get it right before the end of the season. Draymond Green, he had one of his worst statistically efficient years last year, and they still was able to win a championship. We haven't really seen the best of the Warriors. We really haven't seen how good they can be. We've seen glimpses, and we also seen bad things like the Spurs games, the first game of the season, and in the playoffs. We done seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, but we haven't seen the great and legendary from the Warriors yet. And I'm just saying, they do have another lane and another level that they can go up to if they really wanted to hit that gear or they was pushed. And the reason why I say they was pushed, because when you down and you're out, you can either faint or give up, or you can fight and keep going and try to prove yourself or try to earn respect. And what I mean by that is the Warriors, they already are the champions, but they didn't really have no crazy things happen to them, because even when they was down against the Spurs, they still was able to win that game and sweep. They haven't really had that controversy. They haven't really had that team that pushed them and made them feel like they couldn't win, or beat them so bad that they had to go and play harder and push themselves to be even better to beat that team. It might not happen this year. It might happen next year. It might never happen. Maybe they just blow through the lead like they did last year. But if they do have that happen, you can actually see this team going to another level. And like I said, you have 2 of the best scorers in the league in Steph and KD. And if they really wanted to average 30, they both could. Dwayne Wade and LeBron both average 25 points a game. KD and Steph both average 25 a game. But they won more games because they gelled better. So what I'm basically saying is, as long as they get the W's, as long as they putting up numbers, and if they want to be dominant, they both have a chance at winning MVP, because they're going to win a lot of games. That's going to keep them in discussion because they total and their impact on the game. They're going to be all-stars. They're going to be all NBA, but can they win MVP? And I think that only way we're going to know is if they really go out there and really try to do it. If KD really wants to get MVP like he did in 2014, he was resilient, he was fighting, he was angry a little bit, and he was out to dominate. And I feel like Stephen Curry and KD both can do that now, just like they did it when they was MVPs. And if that's what it takes for them to win 60 to 70 games this season, is closing out games, being clutch, coming up with defensive stops, making the right plays, and continuing to win and going on long winning streaks, they both can win MVP. It might go to one or the other, but they both can deserve it, and they're both MVPs anyway. Obviously, Steph won more than KD, but KD is a better rebounder and a better defensive player, so he can do more things that stick out. Steph Curry is more of a scorer and a playmaker when he wants to be. KD can play, make, rebound, play defense, and score just as good as Steph. Maybe not from the three-point line, but from everywhere else. And I think KD, he won the Finals MVP. I think if we had to pick a player, it would be KD. But if a guy just wanted to go out and send a message, we had to pick Steph. And that can make him the MVP. and KD just being his regular self, he's always going to be in the discussion. Let me know what you guys think about Steph Curry or KD for MVP. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree, your thoughts, what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. Follow me up on my website, analysisplayground.com. The link will be in the description in the comment section below. Also, check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. It'll be in the description in the comment section below. All you gotta do is click the link, it'll send you to my website, sign up to it. And if you click the link for Facebook, it'll send you to my Facebook page. All you gotta do is like the Facebook page to show support. And that's all I'm asking you guys to do. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, I'm gone. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Peace.